hope y'all doing good out there. Thank you so much for checking out this episode review of The Little Women of Atlanta, Season 5, Episode 3, Put a Ring on It. I know that's right. So, it wasn't too much going on in this episode except a whole bunch of hating on all sides, and there was a little engagement in there, so let's get into it. So, the episode opens up with Abira and the Tiny Twins. They're sitting down talking about the cheeks. Abira doing a whole bunch of hating on the cheeks. You know, she feel that she can do a lot better than that, and she can. She can, you know, but she has a lot more experience with it, of course, you know. The Tiny Twins, you know, taking things too far. They felt like the Why You Mad Sis song was about them just because it was titled Why You Mad Sis, and that's what they call each other. And I'm like, y'all really reaching on that one. Really reaching. Like, sis is like, you know, it's the slang right now. Everybody use it. But if you find it for a reason to not like somebody, of course you're going to find it. The song was directed towards them. It was, but you know, they reaching. They really reaching. Minnie and Moni Love meet at a restaurant. She wants to talk to Moni Love about her podcast. She's looking for a co-host. I used to love me some Moni Love back in the day. Moni in the Middle, you know, it's a shame. That was my girl. And I found out that she's actually from the UK. I did not know that. It's one thing about these UK artists. When they're speaking, you know, talking or whatever, you can really hear the accent. But when they start singing or rapping, you don't hear it at all. And it makes me think about Slick Rick, Adele. When they singing and rapping, you can't hear none of that accent. But then they start talking and you like, oh, where are you from? You know? Crazy. So Minnie is big upping herself in the confessional, saying how she's going to be better than Juicy. And I really wish she would stop doing that. Like, stop comparing yourself to somebody else. It's fine if you want to be podcast, you want to be big on the radio or whatever, but you don't have to compare yourself to somebody else, especially when the other person is a lot more seasoned. They got a lot more years of experience than you do. You might be good, but you need time to develop. Don't think that you just gonna come right out here and blow somebody out the water. Also, comparing yourself, especially in the beginning, that can make you feel bad about yourself because you think you should be in one place and you're not there. That I wish she would stop. So Juicy and the Cheeks meet the street execs out at a restaurant. They want to know what's going on with the tour, how they feel about it at this point. And the street execs they say that they're not ready for a tour yet. They a little too stiff. That was true. That was true. They're not quite ready for that yet. They don't have a stage present yet. And that's okay because they just started. That's a skill you got to develop. However, Emily cop attitude, you know, she say some little slick shit or whatever. And girl, that's not the right way to make a first impression. The street execs have been in this business for a while. Y'all just kind of getting into it. Y'all don't know everything. Further, you don't want to put a bad taste in anybody's mouth while you're still trying to get on. So she need to chill. She need to chill a little bit for real. So Amanda and Jordan are at home. We find Amanda all up on the counter putting stuff away. I guess she was cleaning the kitchen. And my first thoughts was, you know, Jordan was standing right there just looking at her. He asked her for help. However, it's funny to me that, you know, women, we pick up a lot of the load as far as cleaning up around the house. Men just be sitting there chilling, trying to do the bare minimum. And I think it's real funny how even Amanda, as a little person, Jordan ain't trying to do no more than he have to. You think it would be a little bit different because you know your significant other might have some problems getting out around the house, but nope, same old shit. So Chris comes over to the house. He wants to talk to them because he's ready to propose to Andrea. I guess, child. I don't like Chris. Chris has been an asshole season after season after season. And he has a bad habit of just walking out. And as a woman, you know, that's our biggest fear. A man just walking out on us, especially when we have kids by that man. I don't think he's ready to be married to nobody. I understand people change, but he ain't ready. However, he think he is. So he tells Amanda and Jordan what he wants to do. And Amanda asks him, you know, have you asked my dad for his blessing? And he's like, no. And I know he didn't because he know their dad can't stand his ass. I wouldn't either if that was my child. So Amanda basically encourages him to give their dad a call. And he doesn't answer. I'm glad he didn't answer because I think that should be done face to face. You need to look another man in the eye. His dad needs to look at him in the eye and, you know, just get a feeling if Chris is ready. So the Cheeks are at the baby store shopping for items, you know, somebody pregnant or whatever. And they start talking about when and how they should tell Juicy that she's pregnant. How stupid. How stupid. Y'all done moved all the way down here for a tour and you pregnant. I know women are doing a lot more pregnant. But this is entertainment, you know, it's kind of strenuous when you're on a tour. You gotta, you know, you gotta be live, yelling and jumping and dancing and hyping up the crowd. And you think you're gonna be able to do that while you're pregnant and you're getting bigger? It's hard enough for regular sized women. And from what I've seen on the prior seasons, little women might have a lot more complications. So this ain't the time for the tour. It's just not. So the twins are at the bridal shop looking at dresses. You know, that's always a fun time. And she looked really beautiful in the dress that she chose. You know, the twins got some curves. They got some curves. She looked really nice. And then we also find out that Amanda met Jordan at the strip club. Who knew, you know? That's the way these relationships going nowadays. I need to head down to the strip club and find me a boo or something. Juicy comes over to the Cheeks house. She comes over to bring some gifts for their kids. That was real nice of her. So Emily breaks down. You know, she's nervous, but she's ready to tell Juicy that she's pregnant. Juicy didn't take it very well. She was sitting there like, what the fuck, you know? And who can blame her? Like, she really put her neck on the line for these girls, only to find out that they might not be able to do this tour, or even that the street execs won't let her do this tour, and they'll probably be mad with Juicy too. Like, what the heck, you know? So they want Juicy to keep this whole pregnancy thing a secret. They don't want it to be told to Al, who is the CEO of the street execs. That's not good business. Of course Juicy is going to tell what's going on because she don't want to put herself in a bad light. I would tell. And you know, in regular business, women don't have to tell about their pregnancies, but this is not a regular sit down 9-to-5 type of job. Again, it's very strenuous. There's a lot of movement and they might not be able to cut it. So if Juicy was to tell, I couldn't even be mad at her. The twins and Abira go down to the studio. They want to make a track. They also meet the producers and the sound engineers down there. And Abira gives them a little sample of a song that she made. And the twins are not feeling it at all. And I don't blame them. Like they said, like that particular song does not fit them. It may fit Abira because she a little bit more hardcore. You know, her name is Lil Vicious or whatnot. It didn't fit them. However, the producers have Amanda get in the booth just to try the song out, see how it goes. And Amanda get in there, she kind of off. She not very hype. Andrea goes in the booth as well, and it's the same story, which I'm not surprised it's their first time in there. Everybody got to start somewhere. But that's the thing. When you see people do stuff on TV and you see how great they are, but at the same time you thinking, I can do that. What they doing ain't that hard. That's not the truth. It's not as easy as it looks. And I think they found that out when they got in the booth. They just came in there thinking they was about to blow the cheeks out the water, and it's not as easy as it looks. So they come out of the booth and they're trying to explain to Abira that the song doesn't quite fit them. They want to try something else. So instead of just trying something else, Abira get an attitude. I don't know why. So she wants them to stick with the song, you know, thinking that maybe if they keep trying and feeling the song, it'll get better. But girl, just pick another song, like for real. So Minnie and Moni Love are back in the studio at the podcast. Minnie convinced Moni Love to be her co-host. That's what's up. That's what's up. And Minnie was asking her some questions about, you know, just being a female in hip hop. And Moni Love was explaining to her that when she moved over to the States from the UK, she was ready. She was ready to get it in and rap in the boys club. And when she got over here, I guess the boys weren't taking her very seriously. She was very pretty, is very pretty. So instead of wanting to collab with her, they more so was just trying to get on, take her out or whatever. And I'm sure that was very annoying when you want to be taken seriously in this business. And then she also gave some advice for women, and that was to just live your life. Live your life. You can have it all. That struck a chord with me because as a woman and also as a mother, a lot of times we feel that we can't pursue our dreams. Our dreams might require a lot of time or a lot of travel or a lot of money, and we feel like we just can't do it, but we can. It may not be as fast as other people, but you know, if we really sit down and come up with a good plan, we can still live out our dreams. So that was good advice. So again, Minnie gets back in the confessional or whatever, and she comparing herself to Juicy again. How she gonna, you know, blow her out the water when she really get on. I wish she would stop comparing herself to Juicy. You can't measure yourself with another person's yardstick. Again, Juicy has been doing this for a while. You can't really expect to be where she is so fast. And she's good at what she does, you know. Minnie doing her podcast, I know she's new to this, but she doesn't have quite the amount of energy yet. She needs to learn how to make this podcast flow. And it's not there yet. So I'm like, girl, why don't you work on your craft first? Since you're just getting into it. Work on yourself first. And I'm not even saying you should compare yourself to Juicy even after you do that. Why don't you just let yourself compete with yourself? Be your best self. Girl. So the last scene of the episode, the Tiny Twins and Chris and Jordan are out at the carnival. They having a good time, eating popcorn, you know, all that good stuff. And this is the moment that Chris chooses to propose to Andrea. And it was really sweet. He had flowers and this beautiful ring. He even gets down on one knee and asks her for her hand. And even though Andrea was a little apprehensive because she's trying to get this tour going, she might have to do some traveling, she does say yes. And that's what she's been wanting all this time anyway. It was really, really sweet. Really sweet. At the end, they get on this hot air balloon. I was really surprised that the twins got on it. I know I'm scared to get in hot air balloons. I just don't trust them, but it was attached to some little wire or whatever, and if it's like that, I can get behind that. All the way behind that one, but I'm not just floating up to the sky in the Never Never Land. No, ma'am. So that was Little Women of Atlanta. Overall, cute little episode, you know, love, a little bit of hating, some learning experiences. It was all right. So y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode down in the comments. Give your girl a like and subscribe if you like the content. And I will see you next time. Peace.